Like, I was never suspicious because I never been like no jealous ass bitch. Like, that's never been me. Even though that nigga was like fucking with me and cheating on me and shit, like, I've never been like that. So when they would hang out, I would never like assume like this bitch is fucking my nigga, you know? Hi guys, today I'm gonna do like a really different video from usual. This is gonna be a story time, as you guys can tell. So basically today I'm gonna be talking about like my first fuckboy experience basically. So it all starts when I was in 7th grade. It was like the first day of school, right? So in my middle school, on the first day of school in PE, like they would sit you on these tables and then they would like call you up and be like, oh, you're in this class, this is your teacher, blah blah blah. So I remember that I was sitting down and I saw this kid that I had never seen before, right? And I was just like looking at him and I was like, I don't know who that is. I didn't recognize him. Nobody knew who he was. I guess he was new, right? So yeah, so ever since that day, that kid and I, we had PE together. We didn't have the same teacher because he wasn't even in the same grade as me. He was actually in 6th grade and I was in 7th grade. So yeah, so he was in that same period as me. So he was in that same period with me, right? But he and I, we became friends because I had some friends who, I guess, they became friends with him. So then we like all became friends, and like all the girls were like all over him and they thought he was the bomb, and I thought he was the bomb even though we were like all older than him. And that's basically like how we got to know each other or whatever. Okay, so we started school in like September or August. Like, yeah, it was August. And he asked me out on the last day of October. So we talked for like 2 months and a half every day. And yeah, he asked me out. It was October 31st. It was Halloween. I remember we were going out. It wasn't like a huge deal. It was like, you know, middle school, like, you want to be my girlfriend? And I was like, yeah, whatever. For 6 months we went out or whatever, and it was like there was nothing wrong with the relationship. Like, we didn't fight, we didn't have problems. April rolled around. It was like almost the ending of the school year. And he said that he was gonna like move to another school where his brother went. So I was like, okay, if you're gonna move, then I'm probably not gonna see you. It's gonna be hard. So it was this one weekend when he was like, this weekend I'm gonna find out if I'm gonna leave or not. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not the type of person to like break up over like not in person. So, like, it was a higher possibility that he was gonna end up leaving than staying. So I was like, it's better to just break up right now instead of like trying to have like a long distance relationship and like, you know, end up, it was just not gonna work. So he was like, okay, whatever, we were fine, whatever. And then like Sunday rolls around, so he tells me that he's gonna end up staying at our school. And so I'm like, okay, then that's perfect, like we're gonna stay together. So it's Monday, we're at school, and I'm like gonna go talk to him, basically like rejecting me, you know. And so I was like so confused. I was like, why are you doing this to me if we're literally like together? Like, because he was telling me like, it's messed up that you didn't even know we were gonna really not be together and you broke up with me. So I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I was apologizing. I wasn't gonna be like, oh, I don't care about you just because he was acting stupid. I was like, I'm sorry, like I didn't know what was gonna happen. And I apologized for like 5 days straight. And then on Friday he kept being the same. So I was like, okay, you know what, like I didn't even do anything wrong and I was still trying to like fix it, and you just don't want to be with me anymore. So I get it, you know, like we could just break up. Like right when I said that, when he saw that I wasn't gonna try no more, he was like, okay, we're gonna get back. And I was like, okay, whatever. So we got back together, and then like a month later, let's say, my family and I, we were in Vegas. I remember we were in a casino and he like texted me like through Facebook back in the day when like Facebook was a thing. And he was like, it's over, like just out of nowhere. And so I literally remember replying like, okay. And that was it. Like, he didn't give me an explanation, I didn't ask for one, we didn't talk about it. It was just like that. But this weekend after, when school came back, we both had this like mutual friend. I'm gonna say his name was Edwin. And he came up to me, he was basically like laughing. He was like, Stheisy, how do you feel? Like, are you sad? Like, what's wrong with you? And I was being like, no, I'm not sad, like I don't care, right? So summer came around and we didn't talk to each other, and I would see that he would post that he had like a crush on some girl. What are we gonna call her? Let's call this girl Lyric. So I guess Lyric and Jason started talking to each other on Facebook. You know how like on Facebook they'll be like, if I get this many likes, like I'll post my crush. Like that's how it used to be back in the day, like in 2012. Basically that's what he did. So he's like, this is my crush, her name is Lyric, blah blah blah. And I guess from there they like started talking to each other. And yeah, school came back around, so I remember it was the first day of school, and I remember seeing him like around campus, and it was like so weird. And I think that year it was my 8th grade year, and like one day randomly so people were like, oh, Jason messaged you on Facebook, go see it. I'm like, I don't even use Facebook anymore, but like I guess I'll go see. So Jason was in a relationship with Lyric at this point, right, and he had messaged me saying like hi, and you know, at that time Facebook, it had already updated and it could say like read. So he saw that I read it and he messages me again, and I just kept doing the same thing. He probably messaged me like 6 times telling me like, hi, oh, I know that you read it, I know that you saw what I said, like please answer me, blah blah blah, I really want to talk to you. But we literally went to the same school, and again we had the same PE period again. He kept messaging me, and eventually I replied, I'm like, what do you want? And he's like,
I still love you, I want
to be with you. And I'm like, you literally have a girlfriend, you're literally going out with fucking Lyric. So he was an asshole, he didn't give a fuck. So he was trying to get at me, and my dumb ass was still like, okay, like maybe we could fix it. Oh my god. So he was with this girl, and he was trying to talk to me, right? And they were probably together for like a month. So he was like, I'm gonna break up with her and I'm gonna get back with you because like I really want to be with you, she's like not the one for me. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I think they had, because I don't really remember that well, so I think they had broken up and he got back with me. So let's say they had been together for like a month or two, and then he came back to me and we had been together for like a month. But the thing is that once we got back, like I didn't really trust him anymore, because like he had gone off this girl and he had been trying to talk to me while he was with her. So I think that I was like, I knew that I acted different towards him, and that kind of messed things up, but I still didn't give him the reason, you know. So Jason decides that while he's with me, he's gonna do what he did to her. So he messages Lyric and talks to her and hangs out with her while he's with me. He breaks up with me again, and what does he do? He goes back with Lyric, guys. So he's with Lyric once again, and I'm over here like heartbroken, like he's leaving me for another girl, and I'm like letting this happen. So he goes back with Lyric, and he's still trying to get at me while he's with Lyric. So one time, I remember this one time, he came up to me and he asked me like,
when am I ever gonna get to kiss you again?
And I'm like, you literally have a girlfriend. And he was like, that's not the question that I asked. Like he was literally like an asshole like that, like he did not care. He didn't care. So he was with her, and then she would get mad at me thinking that it was me trying to get at him, because we didn't like each other, because we were both like, you're fucking with my man, you know. That's what we thought, like we were both getting played, but we couldn't see it yet, you know. So he's with Lyric again, and then they break up again, and he gets back with me again. Oh, he wouldn't tell me when he would get back with Lyric though. Like, okay, let me tell you this. Okay, so this last time that he got back with Lyric, he had a soccer game. He was a soccer player, right? And I knew this guy that was on the team as well. And I was just like at school, like we were just like in our first period class or something. And he didn't know me that well, the other soccer player. Like now we're really good friends, but he didn't know me that well at that time. And he came up to me and he was like, Stheisy, like I feel really bad, but yesterday at the game, Lyric was there, and she had a poster that mixed their name, Lyric and Jason, together. So I'm like, okay, if this girl's coming to his soccer game and she has a poster, but I'm with him, they probably talk to each other, because no girl's gonna randomly do that unless she's like a homewrecker. But you know, she was getting played too, so I don't blame her. And then that day they post pictures on Facebook of them like going to Yogurtland and, you know, hanging out while he was with me. Like he would never properly be like, oh, it's over. He would just be like popping up with that girl. That was like my last straw. I was like, I'm over him, like he keeps messing with me. He would just fuck with both of us, you know. He would literally just break up with me, get back with her, break up with me, get back with her. Oh, this is what I forgot. So he would break up with me for some random girl at another school, right? But he would also, while he was with me, while I would act weird, like I didn't trust him, I just didn't feel comfortable anymore, he would try to get with my friends. So when I was in 8th grade, I had this big group of friends. we were called the crew or whatever. We were all close. You know how you have like one close friend and you tell them everything? We were all close, so we all knew who we were fucking with. We all knew who not to fuck with, but these bitches didn't care. So while I was with him, he talked to 3 of my friends. Like, I was never suspicious because I never been like no jealous ass bitch. Like, that's never been me. Even though that nigga was like fucking with me and cheating on me and shit, like, I've never been like that. So when they would hang out, I would never like assume like this bitch is fucking my nigga. So he fucked with all of us, me, Lyric, those 3 girls. I don't know how many else other girls, because there were little girls that were in 6th grade and I was in 8th grade, and I would go off on these bitches. I would be like, get the fuck off my man, when he was the one that was fucking with them. Like, I looked so stupid this whole time that I was with him. So yeah, that was like my first fuckboy. He like broke my heart. We're cool now, and he'll probably see this video. He'll know who that I'm talking about him. So hey, Jason. But like I can never hate him, even if he like fucks me up like that, because I feel like I got over it. If a nigga cheats on you once, if a nigga hits you once, if that nigga emotionally makes you change into the person that you weren't before you guys got together, that happy person that you were, you know, the thing that attracted him to you, then you need to leave him. But yeah, that was my first fuckboy story. There's definitely another fuckboy that came along, but that's gonna be another story time when I'm like over 21, because it's a really crazy story. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you guys enjoyed listening to the first time that I got like screwed over. That you guys enjoyed my story. You guys can subscribe.